Good morning, everybody. I will present a paper on postpartum depression, symptoms, risk factors, and remedies. A review. On January 7th, the Kasaragod police arrested a 23-year-old woman who had just given birth to her second child. The new mother, Shahina, had strangled her infant with her earphone wires. She later covered him with a cloth and put his body under her bed, which was found by family when they searched the house. The incident took place in December 16, 2020 in Kasaragod. Postpartum depression is a type of mood disorder associated with childbirth. It can affect both parents. In contemporary society, childbirth is a social event much more than being a biological phenomenon. Close to one-fifth of the women who had delivered childbirth experience deterioration in the psychological health after pregnancy. Postpartum period is typically the first 6 weeks after delivery. 50% to 80% of women experience transient baby blues within the first 2 weeks following delivery. As you know, women are at increased risk of mood disorders during the periods of hormonal fluctuation, that is, premenstrual, postpartum, perimenopausal. Based on severity, there are 3 different types of postpartum mood disorders. 1. Postpartum blues begin shortly after childbirth. Mothers have mood swings, irritability, and tearfulness. Mothers may experience negative mood symptoms mixed with intense period of joy. Treatment is supportive, including ensuring adequate sleep and emotional support. If symptoms are severe enough to affect daily functioning or last longer than 2 weeks, the individual should be evaluated for related postpartum psychiatric conditions and postpartum anxiety. Up to 80% of new mothers are affected by postpartum blues, with symptoms starting within a few days after childbirth and lasting up to 2 weeks in duration. 2. Postpartum depression. Serious condition than baby blues, affecting 1 in 7 parents. Person experience altering highs and lows, frequent crying, irritability and fatigue, as well as feeling of guilt, anxiety, and inability to care for baby and themselves. Symptoms range from mild to severe and may appear within a week of delivery or gradually even up to a year. Symptoms can last several months. 3. Postpartum psychosis. Early in the history of medicine, it was recognized that severe mental illness sometimes started abruptly in the days after childbirth, later known as postpartum psychosis. This was not a single and unique phenomenon, but a group of at least 20 distinct disorders. It is an extremely severe form of postpartum depression and requires emergency medical attention, affecting only 1 in 1000 people after delivery. There is an increased risk of suicide and risk to harm to the baby. Treatment will usually include hospitalization, psychotherapy, and medication. What are the symptoms of postpartum depression? Mood changes, helplessness, persistent sadness, low self-esteem, inability to adjust to role of motherhood, sleep appetite disturbances, anger towards the baby or thought to harm to the baby. Symptoms range from mild dysphoria to suicidal ideation to psychotic depression. If a person have a history of postpartum depression or postpartum psychosis or a personal or family history of bipolar illness, the person may be more at risk for developing symptoms of bipolar disorder in the postpartum period. The psychological factors. The previous history is very important. Negative attitude towards recent pregnancy, history of social abuse, reluctance of the baby, gender, severe premenstrual syndrome. Obstetric risk factors. Multiparous and nulliparous mothers show the symptoms. Nulliparous means a female who have never given birth to a live baby. Multiparous means many children, which creates pathological condition in mothers. Risky pregnancy, cesarean, labor complications, meconium passage, obstetric hemorrhage, low birth weight, unexpected cesarean, epidural anesthesia during childbirth. All these are some risk factors. Biological factors. Mothers of young age are at more risk. Lowest risk is seen during 31 to 35 years motherhood because they are self-efficient. Glucose metabolism disorder, serotonin and tryptophan in blood, fluctuation in estrogen or its absence is associated with depression. Oxytocin also plays a key role in regulating emotions, social interactions, and emotional responses. Thyroid dysfunction stimulate postpartum depression. Social factors are lack of emotional support, financial support, intelligence support, and empathy relations. The spouse sexual violence and other forms of domestic violence. The women's relationship with family and members and community, behaviors such as smoking during prenatal period. The physiological changes of pregnancy may seem as a stressful event for some mothers and lead to the onset of depression symptoms and they start smoking. Decision making power at home and increased support of the partner have been considered as the most important solution to promote women's reproductive health. It was found that professional careers decreases the risk. Lifestyle. Factors of food intake pattern, sleep status, exercise and physical activities may affect postpartum depression. It was observed that sufficient consumption of vegetables, fruits, legumes, seafood, milk and dairy products, olive oil and a variety of nutrient foods may reduce postpartum depression as 50%. Chronic sleep deprivation affect glucose metabolism, inflammatory processes, social communications, mental health and the quality of life. Sleep deprivation affect the immune system also. Maternal depression was identified as the strongest predictor of paternal depression during the postpartum period. Postpartum depression in men is a significant problem. The strong correlation of paternal postpartum depression with maternal postpartum depression has important implications for family health and well-being. How your child is affected due to postpartum depression. Trouble to make bond with mother, learning problems, skip appointments with the pediatrician, may have feeding and sleeping issues. Obesity, developmental disorder, impaired social skills are also observed. Therapy for postpartum depression includes counseling and strengthening of social support system of a new mother. Treatment options include anti-anxiety or antidepressant medicines, psychotherapy, and support group participation. Electroconvulsive therapy can be effective. What to do? Prevention is better than cure. Full support during and after pregnancy in all aspects. If the person has predisposition and family history of depression, then more careful. Realize that pregnancy is not a diseased condition. Avoid unhealthy comments. Breastfeeding leads to increase in oxytocin, the love hormone. Hugging, eye contact, kissing, hold hands, play music and dance also causes an increase in oxytocin level. Options include pharmacological treatments, counseling, individual or in group, support groups. A healthy family is a happy family. Let us try to avoid postpartum depression in future. Give support, care and attention during gestation and after birth of the child. I am very thankful to the Sociology Department of Farooq College and their organizers to give me an opportunity to present this paper. Thank you very much.